What did you think about the episode? Give me your assessment.
Today's episode, season 1, episode 7, I give it a 5 out of 10. It's a
Generous?
solid, average episode. I liked it. There's some problems. So for me, 5 out of 10. It's a fun episode. I guess lots of cool stuff happens. There's fighting. There's the food mutiny. I enjoyed that. And the pirate and the outlaw ideas are pretty interesting. On the edge or outside of Federation space, there's kind of lawlessness. There's potential for stories there, kind of like this. Even though the pirate band is a bit Keystone Cops, And then Nurse Chapel having a high school crush on Spock shows even high-flying people on the flagship can be a little immature sometimes. She needs to move on. She needs to get herself, a new guy. The bads,
Brutal.
the Enterprise has some terrible security lapses. Like, what are we doing? Just flying through this asteroid field with no procedures. What are we doing? And Pike and the away team, they've got problems with their tactical deployment. What is going on? And the way Nurse Chapel and Spock consummate her crush felt kind of contrived. So it's kind of some interesting character development, but at the same time feels kind of contrived. And the cooking thing that Pike does to break up the pirates felt a little silly to me. I mean, kind of works, but wow, these are like pirates, outlaws, terrorists, whatever, and they're gonna get thrown off by some Pike's cooking, give them access to knives in the kitchen. Like, what are we doing? But I had fun. So overall, 5 out of 10. What do you think?
I was much more harsher, and I give him a 3 out of 10.
Whoa.
So the good parts, though, were that Nurse Chapel's unrequited love, that storyline is gut-wrenching. Like, consider my guts just wrenched. Like, I feel for her. She's got that love. She wants him so badly. And Spock, he's like the head of the science department, and says, like, she wants him, but she can't have him because he's in love with someone else. Like, that is a story time as old as time, that feeling. Okay, another good part is that the cliffhanger at the end, that Spock's half brother, that was out of nowhere, and it got me ramped up. I was like, who is this? I want to see who this person is in the future episodes. So hopefully it comes up. I wouldn't trust Dr. Aspen just because of their appearance, which is maybe not nice of me to say, but what that does mean is that in the future, in the Star Trek universe, people have figured out how to get past my emotional wounds from ex-girlfriends, and so wider society is cured. They know they can trust these people, even though from a 2025 person, like dressed up in full black, like what? I can't trust you. Like tattoos on your face, like something. I can't do this. The cons of this episode is that it did feel silly. I also felt it like you did. The Pike storyline makes sense because it's B storyline. There's a lot more room to be silly. But the main storyline, the A storyline, was also silly. So the entire episode had this kind of lightheartedness, which I wasn't feeling the vibe for. Dr. Aspen's acting was over the top. But on the other hand, Star Trek has a history of hiring theater people who have like you're on the theater, so you don't have these tight zoomed in shots. You have to be over the top acting so that the audience can feel what you're putting out there. So Star Trek has a history of theater people, and it was effective at making me disliked Dr. Aspen, because it's like this over the top dramatics, like, hey, calm down, we're on the bridge here. Like, don't be so much. So bad, but also effective, so good. And then towards the end of the episode, the rescue from the captain, Pike comes in and saves the day. It felt real sudden, and so there was this drama between Spock and T'Pring and Dr. Aspen. It was like building. Pike's in, saves the day. Now I get it, because you can't reveal that Pike is taking over the pirate ship. You can't reveal it too much, because the audience is like, oh yeah, well, like, of course it's going to happen. That's supposed to happen. It's the time for that to happen. But on the other hand, if it comes out of nowhere too soon, too suddenly, it feels like we're writing ourselves into a corner, and then Pike saves the day. And it felt very, I don't know, cheated ending. So overall, there were a few good moments, and it is a lighter episode, which maybe makes sense in the story arc of the season, where in season 1, episode 6, the previous episode, that we were talking about child side. Like, there's that culture that sacrifices their children for society. So lighthearted, I get it, but also I'm not really sure what the point of this episode was. Like, whose storylines were advanced. It wasn't the Star Trek universe storyline. I mean, I guess maybe we learned that Nurse Chapel really likes Spock. We had hints before, but now they kissed, but also reset because Spock ends up with T'Pring anyway. So I'm not really sure what the point of this episode was. And so for that, 3 out of 10.
Damn.